And this is Mary Ann, surviving my 80s. And so today for lunch, I wanted to try a polenta using my corn meal and my Teff seed that I showed you the other day. Remember, it's the smallest grain there is, just super fine. And it can make polenta too. So I wanted to cook it in chicken broth, but my chicken broth was frozen still. So I didn't. It would have been better, but I'm going to tell you what I have done. I chopped some onions, peppers, and garlic and got those cooking in some ghee. And as it cooked along, I added, and I'm only doing half a cup, so I added 1/4 cup of my Teff seed, 1/4 cup of the cornmeal, and put in here. And I thought I was going to cut down on the water, so at first I only put 2 cups of water in, because it would have been a half a cup would have taken 3 cups, because it's 6 to 1. And that I had to add that other cup, so it's back to that 3 parts to my half part. So that would be the same as 6 to 1. Anyway, what I'm doing, and I'll show you, I am going to add some chicken pieces to it, all cut up and cooked. And so that's going to go in it. Oh, and I put cumin and coriander, paprika, salt. I haven't added the pepper yet, but I will. Okay. And then I've got colby cheese. I'm putting that in. I was going to put something in first before I did this, but it won't matter. Okay, so I'm adding the grated colby cheese in, and then this is my processed food. It's fire roasted diced green chilies, mild. Well, I tasted them, and they're not going to be mild for Tom, so I had visions of dumping in the whole can, but I'm not. So I'm using maybe half the can, and we'll see if he can muster up and do it. Okay, so I'm going to stir that in, and I'm going to put it back in the oven. Let it cook some more. You want to cook it almost an hour, but it won't have to be that much if you really watch it and find out when it's done. But anyway, I sort of tip it. I think I'll bring the camera over. Anyway, when it's done, I'm going to garnish it with some sour cream and avocado, and we are going to have it with lunch. I think I'm going to cook some asparagus, and we'll have our green salad. So, Mexican polenta, I don't know, chicken polenta, you name it. But here it is. That's what it sort of looks like. And if it was all the yellow corn, I think it would be prettier, but pretty is as pretty does. Okay, I tell you a little bit about Teff again. Remember, it's gluten-free. It's very high in calcium, iron, and etc. And then, and I told you more on when I talked about Teff before. The other thing about corn, and I know a lot of us think to avoid it because of the carbohydrates, but it also is, some of the minerals in it are phosphorus, which usually we get enough of that. But magnesium, we don't. And it has that in it. Manganese, zinc, iron, copper, and it's known to protect the heart and prevent anemia, lower our bad cholesterol, and it even says to help control diabetes type 2. And also in the in the vitamins, it has A, B, and E. So it's not, maybe we shouldn't demonize it. Just be careful how much we do eat. Make sure we're getting non-GMO, which is hard to do. A lot of your cornmeals, that's why I was excited to get this. If you go to a grocery store and get cornmeal, don't. It's guaranteed to be GMO, I would think. Okay, anyway, I've just got a book that Janet told me about. It's Super Greens, and it's really quite interesting, and I plan to add more into my diet. And so maybe I'll share some with you. But the book is by Victoria Merritt. It's called Super Grains, Seeds, Pulses, Legumes, and Nuts. I think pulses and legumes are pretty much the same thing, but I'm not sure. Okay, so that's it. I'm waiting for my dinner, and I'm sorry I didn't think to bring you along at the start, but there you have it. So I'm going to tell you goodbye, and I'm going to fix my lunch. Have a good day, and thank you for